Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because we're going to be playing with the new Adept Cosmetics Kodanne Eyeshadow Palette. It is such a gorgeous, jewel-toned, super sparkly palette. I'm just so excited to dig into this. We're going to do some swatches, do an eye look. I'll just kind of give you my first impression thoughts on the palette. I feel kind of weird filming because I took a little break and then I got sick and I feel like you can still hear it in my voice a little bit, but I'm just ready to jump back into the swing of things. I also wanted to mention this shade right here did come broken, but I literally just pressed it really lightly with my finger back into the palette and it looks barely even noticeable. So let's go ahead and jump on into the swatches. Okay, so first we have ACI 26. This is a really stunning duochrome. The base is like a true gold and then it kind of has like a champagne shift. So it's a really like kind of interesting neutral shadow. Then we have ACI 27, which this, ooh, so pretty. This is like a really kind of satin multi-chrome. It has a like forest green to pukey green shift, and there's also like a little bit of a teal going on. The texture is like nowhere near as pretty as like a lot of other multi-chromes I have, but the shift is really cool. I could see using that on the lower lash line a lot. And then we have ACI 28. This one is not a duochrome. It's more of just like a sparkly silvery blue. Right. You see that? That's super cool. Next we have ACI 29, and this one is really smooth and it's just a very pretty sparkly blue. Kind of gives me like if Cinderella went clubbing vibes. I don't know, that's oddly specific. Have ACM 33, which is a really hot pink shade, and I am going to use the mattes in this palette today. I'm not a huge fan of Adept's mattes, but I thought what I would do is I would try them by setting my base and see if that helps them blend a little bit easier, but it does look really, really bright and pigmented. Then we have the shade Kodanne, which looks like a really beautiful like lime green, just super, super bright and pretty. How pretty is that shade? Wow. I feel like this palette paired with the mattes from the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette would be so, so pretty. Next we have ACI 31, and this one I already swatched because it was the one that was broken. This is just like a really beautiful like orange base with a hot pinky purple shift. Super, super stunning duochrome, and the texture is really pretty as well. We've got ACI 32, which this feels exactly like the same as 27. And it's another, looks like a multi-chrome shade. It has like a dirty green base. There's like a little bit of orangey copperiness, and then there's also like a plum, but it's just kind of odd because I feel like other multi-chromes that have these shifts are like super, super reflective, and this just feels like almost like a matte. It's super shifty. It's just an interesting texture. And then we have ACI 33, which this one is really beautiful as well. It's like a blue, purple, green shifting smoky shade. Kind of reminds me of some of the other shades that they've had between Plain Jane and Anhydrous, but this one's just a little bit deeper and it's really cute. Okay. I don't even know what I want to do today. And then last but not least, we have ACM 34, which is a teal shade. So there's the entire palette swatched out. Definitely very, very cute. I feel like this would be more of a companion palette for me. I would use it with other palettes in my collection. I don't see myself using it alone a ton, but I'm okay with that. Alright, so I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer. I'm just going over my lid with my finger to make sure that there are no creases. And then I'm going to use a powder that's close to my skin tone to set over that, like I said, just to see if that helps the Adept shadows blend a little bit easier. I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with ACM 33. Taking that on a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to focus that on the like outer 2/3 of my crease. kind of putting it where I want it, and then I'll just lightly, with barely any pressure, blend upwards. Thinking of doing a pretty dramatic look today, so we'll see how it turns out. And then just gonna build up that pink in the crease a little bit more. Okay, I'm wiping off that blending brush, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go into ACM 34 and just pretty lightly gonna pop that on the inner third of the crease, just using a tiny little bit of product, just lightly fluffing that out. So I'm not gonna over blend that, I just wanted to kind of mesh it a little tiny bit. And I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take this shade right here, 32, ACI 32, and I'm going to connect the outer third of my lower lash line up, and I'm gonna use that shade on my outer V. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I just thought I would try it. Kind of just looks great right now. All right, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that and just fill in the outer V a little bit. I'm gonna go into some more of the hot pink and just kind of blend that over this edge right here. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun with it, I guess. Just kind of applying the pink over the whole thing because it kind of just looks like gray, like the multi-chrome didn't really come out that much with that placement, or I don't know if it's because I blended it too much and you have to keep it more dense for the multi-chrome to really show, but I'm just going to kind of blend that out. I really don't have a plan, I'm just kind of making it up as I go, but I think I want to go into the shade Kodanne next. I think that would be really cute for the inner corner, so I'm just going to pop it right here. Kind of just build it up a little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to go into some more of the hot pink, and I'm just going to blend that along my entire lower lash line. I don't know, I just feel like I kind of want to connect it there and have the top and the bottom matching a little bit more. I'm going to go into ACI 31 over top of that with that same exact brush, or maybe, you know what, I'm going to go with something smaller. Let me be smart about this. Picking that up on a small pencil brush, and I'm going to pop it on the inner part of my lower lash line, kind of adding some shimmer to the pink. I think I'm going to go into ACI 29 next, that really beautiful blue, and pop that on the inner part of my lid, just using my finger. Just kind of bringing it as far as that teal crease goes. Okay, I think I'm going to use the shade ACI 33 to finish off and fill in the rest of the lid. Just kind of dabbing it on. Don't know if I love that. I feel like maybe I was trying to do a little bit too much with this look. Like I said, this isn't a palette that I would use by itself, but I wanted to go all out for the video that I do just using this. But I don't know. You'll have to let me know if you like the look. I feel like it's a little bit like editorial almost. I'm going to use the About Face Acidic Shadow Stick in my waterline to kind of take that pop from the inner corner and bring it onto the lower lash line a little bit. And then I'm going to go into the Makeup Geek Extension Effect Mascara and just, oh, I got a hiccup. For the worst timing, I'm just going to throw that on my lashes. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use the Adept Cosmetics Colorete Blush Trio in the shade Fair Light, and I'm going to use this one right here called Corazon de Melon, and just a random brush. Just going to throw it on my cheeks for a little bit of pink. For highlighter, I'm going to go into the LC Skin Reflector in the shade Pearly Glaze. I've just been using this more recently. I really like it for a natural glow. So I'm just going to mix all the shades together and just kind of throw that on the tops of my cheekbones. For lips, I'm just going to throw on the Lisa Eldridge Gloss in the shade Blush for a little bit of pink. But like muted. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I do like how it turned out. Like I said, I feel like it feels more editorial, and I like it more like up close. Like I think it would be really pretty for pictures like that, but I don't know if I feel like my total best self in this look. But overall, quality wise, I would say that the palette seems really, really nice. I really like the super sparkly shimmer options. I think my favorites would be like ACI 26, Kodanne 31, 33, 28, and 29. And then actually I'm pretty happy with the mattes. If you have Adept mattes and you don't like them, I think using them over a set base really, really helps. I feel like they blended out really nicely. I mean, I didn't use the teal that much, but the pink blended out really nice. So overall I'm happy with it, and I could see myself reaching for this a lot for a pop of shimmer to throw on the lid, especially for like more smoky looks. I feel like this will be really, really cute for that. And the shade ACI 26 I think is going to be a really nice, fun, neutral option, so I'm probably going to end up wearing that next. So yeah, I like the palette. Again, I just feel like there's something about Plain Jane, their first palette with the ACI formula, that just like holds onto my heart. So I would still say, just from first impression playing with this, that Plain Jane is my favorite, but I think it's a nice palette and I'm excited to use it more. I don't know that I'll be doing a 3 looks with this just because I have so many things to do and so little time to do it. So yeah, I'd love to know if you picked up this palette or if you skipped on it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!